Right then, as you can see, we're joined by Tyson Fury himself. The main event
Dapper
again,
Don.
the Dapper Don at a stadium once again.
Yeah, back to back.
It seems you've got to talk into the microphone.
Yeah, back to back. Twice, 2 in a row.
Was there something? Obviously, there was all the talk about the retirement after the last fight, but was there something about that last fight against Dillian Whyte, the 96,000 people
There was
at Wembley?
94,000. Let's not exaggerate now. 94,000 people at Wembley, the highest crowd ever recorded after World War II.
Was something about the size of that night? Did that bring you back?
I wouldn't say it was the size of the night because every event's different and every fight's different and every crowd's different, but it just shows you where we are, because to do 2 stadium fights back to back, Wembley and now Tottenham, back in London again, it's amazing. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of the promotion. It's been a fantastic journey, and it's a journey that just keeps giving, and I just keep giving.
I mentioned to Tyson earlier on that I was asked the question, is he really retired? And I thought in his head he probably is, but there's... And you're back, and we're all glad to see it.
I'm back, and I really meant it, hand on heart, like I swear to God I meant retirement. I didn't just do it as a publicity stunt. I really meant retire, and if you would have put me in a lie detector test there and then, I would have 100% passed it. But I now know a normal life I can't live. A normal life is out of order. It's not going to happen. I can't live a normal life. It's this or nothing. And it will cost me eventually, but for now, I enjoy it. We're already at the stars. We're going to the stratosphere out there somewhere.
You've obviously come in today shouting, everyone's here for you. It's an enormous crowd that you're used to, not just of the general public, but the press. You've got to know them so well after all these years. Last time out, you had to do it by yourself. Now, Derek Chisora, also very familiar with these environments.
Yes, very familiar.
He gave you a bit back in the press conference there.
Yeah,
even Frank caught a few stray bullets.
Yeah, Frank got a couple of jabs with the left hook combined. I'm very unhappy that Frank's put a gagging order on Derek, because, without that gagging order, he would have done something different here today, and I'm quite sure of that. So I'm going to have to speak to Frank and tell him to take that gagging order off him. But other than that, I think, very, very, very happy with the press turnout, and big respect to those guys.
What timepiece?
Big respect. I'm just rocking the latest timepiece of the Fury collection. It's an Apple Watch for about £100.
Checking his steps for the day.
You come to London with an RM on or a Rolex.
All right, though, big man.
Yeah,
listen, nobody can fight a knife in the throat, something, can they?
True.
That's why knife crime sucks, and anybody who carries a knife is a coward. And I said it first. So really, really happy. Looking forward to the fight. 70,000 people here at Tottenham. Did you see Tottenham get tonked last night by United 2-0?
I did. I thought you might
have been
mention
4-0. Really happy with everything. I'm really looking forward to a good fight.
What about stadium fights, or what do you do now? It has to be a stadium. Old Trafford.
You started me off in stadiums.
Well, that was
you?
good.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
Famous member of the Frampton undercard.
His undercard in a stadium, Windsor Park.
That was great. That was a great night.
Great night throwback.
But what about talking about stadiums? And you've done Wembley. You're about to do Tottenham Hotspur. What about Old Trafford one day?
This one was supposed to be at Old Trafford, but there was something the manager said didn't have enough turnaround time to sort the pitch out after the event, so they ended up down here.
Okay.
Also, December in Manchester. I mean, December in London's one thing, but December in Manchester,
Different
outside.
Story. You're right, yeah.
Listen, December in Manchester, bring it on. Let's do it.
I tell you what, there's been so much talk about the 10 grand in cash, the British economy being revived by the fight.
We just better watch that 10 grand in cash, that's all I'm saying.
Liz Truss clearly heard enough of it, because she's got nervous enough about the economy to step down while that press conference was on.
She just retired.
Retired,
resigned, sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's all your talk about cash, the new Chancellor.
That was almost as brief as Tyson Fury's retirement, that one.
Yeah, actually, what is the stats? 45 days, I think she was Prime Minister. Were you retired for that long?
We're not
I think longer. You were longer.
Criticise anybody. Congratulations on becoming the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Excellent result. And, wish you nothing but the luck in the future.
Right, speaking of the future, obviously you've had to face off with Derek there. Yeah. He was mentioning an obsession with Joshua. He was mentioning how much that's been brought up in the build-up to this fight. How do you put that to the side and focus on a man in front of you that you have already beaten twice?
Yeah. I can do that quite comfortably, because when I go to sleep at night, I know that Joshua's a coward. And if he wasn't a coward, it'd be Fury versus Joshua rather than Fury Chisora. So, I could sleep very easy, very, very easy, knowing that I got to fight this man who's going to come and bring a war.
Do you think it's a different fight than the last one? Obviously, the last one was very comfortable for you. You have to say that.
Yeah, I'd stopped him in 10 rounds last time.
Yeah.
I swollen eye. I'm knocking him out cold this time. I'm going to do what Usyk, Pulev, Parker couldn't do, knocking him out, spark out.
Is there in a section of the fight, first half, second half?
I might
how does
just
it go?
get a few rounds in, jib and jab around, and then wham! That's what she said.
It says something about Chisora that there's such a small handful of heavyweights that have genuinely been in with a number of the best, and Chisora hasn't he? He has fought, other than AJ and Wilder, the big names of this generation and the last. Is his courage and this kind of like second section of his career, does it make it a completely different event? Not just fight, but event as a whole.
It's a great event. You got Chisora and myself going out there, good talkers, good entertainers. People know what they're getting with him, they know what they're getting with me. And it's a great British World Heavyweight title fight. People should be very happy because, other than me and Dylan White, before that was a long, long time, before two Brits had fought for the World Heavyweight title, WBC. So I won't be here forever. So what I can say is just enjoy it while I am here, because they'll be waiting 1,000 years for somebody else to come and fill my boots. It won't happen. You heard it here first.
Do you think so? We'll go back to the fight. It was, I think, 8 years ago now. The last time you fought.
14, yeah.
And it was a comfortable fight for you. Your style has changed now. You plant the feet more. You mentioned it up there. Does that give Derek a better chance, I suppose?
I think it does. Yeah. Before I'd boxed his face off and jabbed around the ring, and he wouldn't have landed any punches like he didn't last time. This time he's got more chance in knocking me out because I'm standing to knock him out. So yeah, much more interesting fight, I'd say. And a lot of people say that Derek Chisora is a better fighter now than when I fought him in 14. I don't believe that. I believe the man was in his prime of his life, and now he's 38, battered to pieces. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah. So you think he's slowed down? He's a different fighter.
I think we both slowed down because the fountain of youth has left us, and I think that. Listen, one punch from a heavyweight, curtains. Anybody. If Robert Davis hit me on the chin today, he'd probably knock me out cold when I wasn't looking. So never mind Chisora.
Yeah, I mean, he is the second hardest puncher in the world behind Wilder, though, isn't he?
There you
go. Were you expecting anything from Derek at the press conference today? Do you think he was going to try and bring some kind of mind games in? Did you think something was getting thrown, someone was going to get pushed, or did you think it would be, all verbal?
We've seen Derek Chisora slap people, spit in the face, throw a table at somebody, call them donkeys, hit them in the face, whatever. Every time I fought Derek, he didn't do any of that to me because he knows the consequences. That's it.
So, do you think that's a sign of respect, or do you think it's more a bit of a fear factor? And
do you know what it is? Like with me, it is what you see in the tin. I'm not a troublesome person. I don't like trouble, and I can't stand people who want to make trouble. No interest in it. But if a man gets to me face and tries something, then I've got to protect myself, and I think he knows that.
And when you were facing off at the end there, you mentioned to him that you said you think he's nervous. Do you think
nervous.
He actually is?
He's nervous. You know why he's nervous? Because he's in his hometown in London, not far from where he's from, and he's got to box me. He's coming off good victories and a couple of good fights with Usyk and Parker, and then beating Pulev. He's on a real run, isn't he? Like, he puts up good fights, and if he loses by a split. But when he loses to me again, he'll be chinned. And it is curtains, isn't it?
And your last couple of fights, he's obviously predicted you'd lose. He's bet against you. I think he even bet a house. Did he bet his house that you'd lose?
He did.
And you've already won this bet with Frank Warren today. Is there going to be anything going on the line here?
I don't know, I'm going to have a think about it when I'm on the way back home on the train. And I'm going to think what round I'm going to take him out in. And I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket, and I'm going to go for that round. I'm going to sit down with Sugar when he gets here this week, Saturday, and we're going to pick around whether it's round 2, whether it's round 6 or 4 or 10, and I'm going to put everything into it, and I'm going to take him out in that round. And I'm going to predict it beforehand in the final press conference.
So we're imagining this is going to be... It's a heavyweight fight. Anything can happen, but most people are swaying towards you and they think they'll win the fight. When do we see you out again after this one?
February.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Another stadium fight?
Another stadium fight.
You like doing them in the winter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another,
If we could get a February one in Edinburgh or something, that would be nice.
February one, and then we're looking to go out in February, March, April, May, June time maybe, and on the back end. I want 3 fights next year. Made it very clear to Frank, very clear to Top Rank and Queensbury that this year I'll have had 2 fights. Next year I want 3.
Yeah.
Regardless of who they are, I don't care.
Busy.
And after
busy.
that, stay that, yeah, because if I'm going to keep boxing around, I may as well stay busy and stay active and sharpen up and keep an edge over all these guys.
And Frank mentioned earlier that the path that you want to take is Chisora, Usyk, Joyce. Does that work for you?
Well, yeah, that works for me. Anybody, I don't care whether it's Dubois, Wilder, Ruiz, whoever it's going to be. I've got a mandatory coming in April with the WBC, so the unification has to happen in February or March, or the WBC will call me mandatory and I'll have to fight the winner of Ruiz and Wilder again. So if they want to do this fight, they better hurry up and do it.
There we go. Sounds like we're getting a quadrilogy.
You know.
Fury and Wilder. Who knows? Tyson, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
No
big
problem.
man.
Well done.
And just drop that
All the
mic.
best.
Cheers. Thank you very much.